An update about the mass shooting in Maine. On Saturday, police announced that the shooter had been found and was dead after an apparent self-inflicted gun wound, apparent suicide. Robert R. Card, 40 years old, was found dead on Friday evening from a self-inflicted gunshot. Police said Friday night. The announcement after a 48-hour search for the suspect in the most lethal act of firearms violence in the state's history brought a sense of relief to Lewiston and other southern Maine communities plunged into a virtual lockdown during the manhunt. Officials said they recovered a rifle in Card's abandoned white Subaru and 2 guns with his body. All of the weapons were apparently purchased by Card legally, a representative for the US Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives said. Officials have not yet offered a possible motive for the violence, though Saushuk elaborated, I believe that's a police chief, elaborated on a note that police previously said was found at Card's house. They said it was addressed by the suspect to a loved one and listed a passcode to Card's phone and bank account information. Still not really an indicator of the why. 18 people again were killed, 13 were wounded. 3 of those wounded continue to be in critical condition, at least as of Saturday. This was the scene outside of the Basilica of St. Pete's and Paul during a vigil in Lewiston, Maine this weekend. Just truly wrecking this entire community. I think we have a little bit of footage from that as well. But this is on top of an incredibly deadly weekend, sadly. I mean, it's not just Lewiston. It just happens to be the biggest body count for, sorry for the very crass term, but there have been more shootings over this Halloween weekend. In fact, 6 people were killed and over 40 were injured over the weekend in multiple shootings in Texas. 3 people were killed and 3 others were injured at a party in a room at a business in the block of the 700 block in Stateline Avenue. Apparently it all started when a fist fight broke out between 2 men at the party. At least 2 men pulled out rifles and started shooting. 3 people no longer are living. Indianapolis, a woman was killed and 8 other people were shot at a large party. Again, more than 100 people were at the event. Police responded to shots being fired and people running. Tampa, Florida, 2 people were killed and 18 were injured in a shooting at the Ybor City neighborhood during the Halloween celebrations. Again, a fight broke out, 3 a.m., and shots were fired. Chicago, several people attending a Halloween party in North Lawndale neighborhood when a fight broke out. 1 person began shooting around 1:15 a.m. A total of 15 people, ages 26 to 53, were shot and taken to hospitals. 2 of them, a 26-year-old woman and a 48-year-old man, are still in critical conditions, according to the Chicago police. We have a gun violence problem in this country, and it doesn't always look the way it looked in Maine. It happens when there is a fight at a party, because fights at parties happen. But fights at parties don't usually end in people losing their lives, in escalating to the point of pulling out a gun. And again, this suspect who killed 18 people in Maine, he was a firearms instructor. So yeah, it is a glorification of guns. It is the ease at which we obtain them. We have more on guns in the United States, but Senator, your thoughts? I mean, it's rare that and I'm so glad we go over the number of shootings that we don't talk about, because it's like, it's only 3 people dead. It was a fight. It wasn't just like, it's almost like if they don't have a manifesto, or it's not heinous enough, we just kind of washes over us. And that's so sad because it's every single day.
Yeah, it is. It's chilling again. And the whole notion that you have folks out there who continue, even with all this bloodletting on a regular basis, we have more mass shootings than most, in a weekend than most, some countries have in a whole year or multiple years. And that should alarm each and every one of us. But still, Francesca, whether it's mass shootings at elementary schools, to mass shootings in grocery stores, to mass shootings in clubs, you name the place, we still find ourselves having this debate about the gun obsession here in the United States of America. And elected officials, again, not taking the requisite actions from a policy perspective. But then even beyond that, Francesca, I believe that in this country, we need to have a type of family meeting over this obsession, this I mean, how we gonna label this? It's total gun
Worship.
insanity.
Yeah, it's a cult.
Yeah, it is. There it is. It really is. We see the problem, and the problem is it's us. It is us.
Yeah, and we'll see. We know that one representative from Maine did apologize for blocking a assault weapons ban. We'll see if he reverses his tune and gets to work under a new Congress.